let us continue. From before, where Rika and Satoko went missing. I guess from last night. Oh, so you didn't fall asleep on the stairs. He actually did get into bed. That's good. Because he was like, I walked up the stairs and then collapsed, and then that's the last thing I remember. I saw a ceiling I was familiar with. Though I was groggy from sleep, I did notice that I was in my futon, like I was every morning. I looked at my clock, and despite having turned in so late last night, I'd awoken at precisely the same moment I always did. I'm so low on sleep, but I guess you really can get up at the same time every day. The secrets of the human body never ceased to amaze me. If I went back to sleep like this, I would definitely not be waking up again. I spurred myself on and slipped out of my futon. Surplus summoned me? Did he? Well, I didn't even see. Wait, that's so fun. I didn't even realize. Wait, so did I press the go live button right after he sent the thing? I didn't even realize. That's so funny. I just had to I would have gone earlier, or gone live a bit earlier, but I I had to use the bathroom. So it was a bit unfortunate. But it wouldn't be much earlier. It would have been like 10 minutes earlier. How does it feel to get summoned? How does it feel to be a summoner? I haven't watched today. Let's go! We'll see. My sleep schedule doesn't matter right now. Go to sleep. My sleep schedule... That's some funny sequence of messages. My sleep schedule doesn't matter right now. Go to sleep. How are you doing, Z? As well? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone had a good day today. So far. I went back to sleep like this. I would definitely not be waking up again. I spurred on and slipped out of my futon. Mom asked me about last night at breakfast. Apparently we too had gotten a call asking if we knew where Rika-chan and Satoko were, and Mom vaguely understood that something serious was happening.
じゃあ、ゆうべはお友達とみんなで夜遅くまで探してたの?
I thought that Keiichi went back with Rena to tell them that they'll be going to Rika's house. Maybe not. Surplus, I know I've like kind of been hearing from I'm on a road trip. Oh! I didn't know you were on a road trip right now. Didn't you like, I mean obviously it wasn't the most recent, right? It was like, let's say 2 months ago, but weren't you on a road trip like recently? I guess that's fair. That is fair. I agree.
3時くらいまでかな。うん。
結局見つかったの? そのリカちゃんとサトコちゃんは。
Okay. Crunch. Z, did you have another long class time allocation or not yet? I wearily bit into my toast. It really didn't have any taste. Just then, we heard the chime go ding-dong. We're just doing a week trip right now. Okay, any specific reason why? Do you usually... Oh, to see your sister. Nice, that's cool. Have you ever done a road... Like, your family done a road trip to go see your sister? Yet, or no? The tuition didn't happen in Sundays. Okay. What were you hearing through Dianea's... Oh, yeah, I was hearing that, you know, hearing through Dianea what you thought of Umineko, but... what, you know, I didn't hear it from you. What do you think of Umineko? Like, I've been hearing through her what you've been saying, but I want to hear, like, you know, what are your thoughts on it so far? I know you guys are taking a break right now, but just interested. Did you watch more Chunibyo today, Dianea? I looked up at the clock and saw it was about 5 minutes past my regular meeting time with Rena. It was her at the door. Hello, Indie Man. How are you?
少しは眠れたかな
何時間寝れたんだろうな。多分、
Yes.
鶏の足も数えられるくらいだと思う。
Okay, Keiichi. Why is that like... Why'd you have to say it like that? You could probably count them on a chicken's toes, though. I summon bees armed with tiny... Not again, Indy Man! How many bees do you have at your disposal? Rena seemed pretty sleep-deprived as well. Okay, fine, tiny swords. What, do you have like a medieval army now? The bees have like suits of armor and everything? Just finished making a new class for my mod. Oh, what's the class that he made? You got weirded out. I know Dianea said you went on a rant and then it got fixed in the next like bit. So... But yeah, pull me back in, yeah. Surplus, it's been like a few months. I mean, you guys could always do the side content as well.
学校行くか。
うん。その方がね、きっといいと思うの。
So what? Do you have like beehive castles? You've just built it up like that? Just outfitted them? Like, what's your plan with all these bees, Indy Man? You're gonna take over like the world with them? With those bees? Or just something smaller? She said, smiling, albeit stiffly. Rena was probably worrying her heart out about those two as well. Even so, she wanted to go to school.
今日お休みしたら、きっとケイチ君は病んで病んで
Yeah, I think that's
寝込
fair.
んじゃうと思う。
Just something to take your mind off stuff. But at the same time, if you go to school, you might not, you know, you might still only be thinking about it and you won't be able to focus on anything else. I have medieval bees, World War II. So what are World War I bees? Are they like, or was it World War II? I can't remember which was the one that like focused more on aerial combat. Do the bees have planes themselves? In World War II, do they have nukes?
私、そんなの嫌だから。だから、
We're only
一緒に
1.5 episodes,
学校に
so our
行こう
opinions aren't super developed on it as... I mean, fair. It's the same thing as... But I mean, since you, Diana, actually read through the first couple chapters of Higurashi, what do you... I know you said you like Battler more than Keiichi, but what do you think about the series overall? Like, you know, compared to Higurashi in the first two chapters?
わかった。ちょっと待っててくれ。すぐ支度するから。
The thing that happened in Umiko to weird me out so much would be equally strange as Fred Durst not being... It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, because Fred Durst just hasn't shown up yet. Like, we all know that Fred Durst is the main character here in Higurashi, but he just hasn't shown up yet. We know he will. So it's very strange that Fred Durst hasn't shown up yet. So the fact that it's on that level, I can understand your dislike for it. I am the Hive Master. So you want to be a world leader with your bees. We went to the place where we'd usually meet up with Mion, but she was nowhere to be found. Saying he's worse than my goat battler? Is every character your goat? Yeah, no. I do read the plan, right? Oh no, you're eliminating the world. So then what do you plan to do once you've eliminated the world? Rule your bees. Oh, fair. But why can't you rule your bees now? Is it like, I guess maybe the bees are suffering too much oppression from humans, like, I don't know, something. Because people annoy me. Fair, okay. Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know what I said, but that's what because so far, in Umineko, you said that you like, Battler more than Keiichi. Right, so far, like, from what you've read. I guess, yeah, I didn't specify Higurashi chapter 1 to 2. But that's what I was trying to convey. So, like, what are your thoughts overall compared to Higurashi 1 to 2 and Umineko 1 to 2? Bad Delphitude, I think that's the wrong actually, no, I think that is the right slash. I'm thus to get that penalty. Fair. Bees are much cooler. I agree.
あいつにとっては昨日
Bees
だ
are
けじゃ
pretty
ないん
cool.
だ
They
よな。
pollinate stuff.
一昨日の晩も村長さんを探して徹夜してるんだよな。
Yeah, no, that's what I meant to convey if I didn't get that like off properly. That's what I meant to ask. Like 1 to 2 Keiichi or 1 to 2 Battler is what you said. But what are your thoughts on Umineko versus Higurashi 1 to 2 as a whole? I'm pretty sure it's okay. I was pretty sure. Okay, the class is called Priest class. I didn't see. Sorry, my bad. Is it like? It kind of reminds me of Z. That class kind of reminds me of like Simon and Richter. It feels very similar to them. No. We waited a bit. Time passed until it got to the point where it was okay for us to go on alone. We exchanged glances.
もう少し待つか?
At that point, my brain, which had finally been woken up by the morning air, recalled the ominous words Oishi-san had left with me last night. The leaders of the 3 families were disappearing one after the other. About one... I don't even know what that number is. One with like 900,000 zeros, and then one extra one underneath my house. I don't know how you managed to get it under there, because I don't have like a basement or anything. Like, I don't even know if there's a way to access... I guess, no, there is a way, because... Yeah, okay, never mind. There's a way. That, you probably... But it's like kind of... It's kind of far under there. I guess maybe your bees are able to... Are outfitted with new genetics to tunnel through concrete. I have secret tunnels, I see, okay. Yeah, it's inspired by that and John Faith from Faith Unholy Trinity, a game. Okay, I haven't heard of that. We have the equivalent of Watanagashi, if you will. So yeah, where I'm at right now, basically. And I feel that I'm nowhere near close to, like, understanding what's happening with Higurashi. Like, there's still a lot more stuff. And the leaders of the 3 families were disappearing one after the other. And next, it might be the Sonozaki leader. It just tells me that user cannot be banned. Unlucky. Surplus for you, I guess. Can I ban myself? Oh, well, no, it doesn't seem like I can. Read your earlier message. I like episode 1 more than chapter 1. Okay. 2 have no opinion because they're only halfway. Fair. The fact that you like episode 1, though, and I remember you said, like, obviously you've changed your mind to chapter 3, but before, chapter 1 used to be your favorite chapter of the questions arc, so I think that's a good sign then. Joke's on you, annoying noises make me sleep. Recently there was annoying... Wait, what? Are you talking about just crickets in general, or specifically annoying crickets? Could Mion have... No, that couldn't be. Either, okay. My family travels a lot. It's not unusual to take road trips every 2 months or so. Okay, I think that's cool. To explore, like, you know, just going on road trips.
Mion.
When I lived in the US for a year, I was way too young to remember, but my like family did road trips a lot during there because America is a very big country. I know they want to do the same for Canada here as we live up here, but it's just finding time for everyone and to everyone's busy, so it's difficult. She's still here.
Yeah, 独り言。行こうぜ。
The 2 of us headed to school by ourselves. I know you're excited for chapter 3. Like, it's your and Dianea's now favorite chapter. It's the best of the questions. Yeah, I know at this point in time. I'm just saying before you thought chapter 1 was your favorite. Where it appears and you cannot find words. Maybe, Z, you should release the things where it's like, you release spiders, and then, like, it's like that fake trivia fact that's not actually true where you swallow 3 spiders in your sleep a year. It even looked like some of them were being taken to school by car. Okay, on the way we saw a bunch of our classmates accompanied by their parents. Surprisingly, the principal was also standing watch at the school gate. I'd never seen that before. Terraria, what are they adding in Terraria 1.4.5? Anyone could murder Delphin Tuna. What does that mean? I'm a very murderable person? What does it mean to be, like, anyone could murder me? The principal was bowing to her classmate's guardian. The wooden sword leaning next to him was a little ominous.
前原君、おはよう。竜宮君、おはよ
おはようございます。
う。先生から大切なお話があるから、 すぐに教室に入るように。いいかね。
Then and I said nothing. The madness that only existed at night had finally crawled out into the sunlight. That's what it felt like.
Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu.
Palworld and others collabs even more. No, nice. That's really cool. Damn, how does Terraria keep getting updates? Like, they've already made the highest rated game on Steam by like a long shot. It's like one of the most successful games like of all time. And they're still just pumping out more. Like, this is the devs' only game, right? They've not made any other games other than Terraria. Reception is choppy, unfortunate. I guess that's being like on the road, but you redeemed first, and that's what's important. The hushed conversations that have been spreading for a while now all disappeared like an illusion the moment our teacher walked through the door. Silence dominated the classroom. You are cool. The principal came in with our teacher as well. This was clearly not a normal morning. I mean, I think it's obvious. Why would your mom murder us, by the way, Indie Man? She doesn't like spiders? The principal cleared his throat and approached the dais? Dais? I don't know what that
もう
is.
知っている生徒もおるだろ
Yeah, because I swear Terraria has put out like final updates like a billion times. I feel every time I see update, it's like the final Terraria update. The final Terraria update. And then they keep putting out more. Okay. The classroom was dead silent. Everyone was staring at Rika-chan and Satoko's empty seats. The principal briefly and simply declared that Rika-chan and Satoko had gone. Why are we calling... By the way, I've been noticing this for a while. Why do we say Rika-chan, but then Satoko, we don't add like a modify or like a ending like name? Why is it just Rika-chan and Satoko? Why is it not Rika and Satoko or Rika-chan and Satoko-chan? Like what? Were you sitting here like, why would anyone bully me? It's all wrong. No, I was sitting here like, wow, it's nice and peaceful without surplus. It's so nice not having to every second listen to how, what was the thing? How, Spider-Man, how I skipped a not important part of Spider-Man because it didn't change anything about the movie. There seem to be many, however, who couldn't accept it as the truth. Good question. They swear that the 1.4.4.9 called Journey's End is the last update for Terraria, and they say, psych, another update. Yeah. Like, they keep putting out more updates. Like, I don't know if that game will... I'm pretty sure the devs will just keep working on it until they die. Like, I don't know if they ever will stop. Because they don't need to keep working on it. They've made more than enough money. Like, they could just stop working on the game, and then it would just be, like, that's it. But they keep putting out more. It's been confirmed to them now by the principal's words. There were sobs throughout the classroom, and I heard a kid crying. They steadily spread throughout the whole room. The big-hearted principal wasn't able to keep his cool either.
はい、皆さん注目注目。
I don't want to argue with you right
登下校は保護者の方と
We
一緒
have
に行
done,
い
yeah,
ます。
no, I don't think I would be partaking in that either. I just wanted to say, you know, how relaxing it's been. I just miss you. Okay, well, now you can't say that because then it's like... You can't say that, sir, because now my joke makes me feel like the asshole, okay? Yes, it is... It's nice seeing you back in stream. I enjoy having you here. I see you in there? Yes, you? Yes, you the one reading this? Yes. Oh, okay. Hello, Risa.
保護者の方の都合がつきにくい生徒は集団での登下校とします。プリントを作りましたので、よく読み、保護者の方にも必ず見せてください。
It always does feel like... I will not lie, Surplus. It has been like, you know, you and Diane have been constantly in stream, like, you know, like pretty consistently. So like, even with like just with a month without you being here, I think it was definitely felt in stream. Without you being here. How are you doing, Risa? Teacher's voice was a little abrasive. Yeah, because you were the asshole. I mean, I can't say anything. That was definitely true right there. Me trying to be... Yeah, actually, I was not expecting that. I was not... I was really expecting for you to say, did you miss me? Because I didn't miss you. You suck. I hope you realize this is your fault then, Surplus. This is your fault, okay? Because if you didn't condition me to do this, I wouldn't have to reply like that. I'm doing good. Yeah. Not even she could conceal the strain she felt from this unprecedented, abnormal situation. She keeps screaming at Fortnite. I never got into Fortnite. I mean, I've said this a couple of times, but I'm just not a fan of battle royales as a whole. So I never got into Fortnite because, like, I mean, no one else I knew got into Fortnite. They should have just canceled school today. Why do you keep screaming at Fortnite, though? However, Rena told me that the school was also like a nursery for the students whose parents both worked, so some of them wouldn't want school to be canceled.
では、授業を始めます。
I swear I wasn't gonna... yeah. You're just a jerk. Yeah, I mean, I can't say anything there. I guess I really am. I guess I really am.
委員長はお休みですね。では日直号令。
You gotta play Fortnite? I mean, I'm always down to try it. How big is the game? Because, like, I've been having problems with space on my computer. Like, a lot of people are always like, oh, try this game. And then I look at it, and then it's 100 gigabytes. I'm like, okay, I can't play the game. How big is Fortnite?
起立
The feeling of wanting to maintain an everyday atmosphere, even if only in school, precisely because of our lives had been messed up, was something that I agreed with at this point. I'm glad, Surplus, that you've been, you know, putting off, stream, though, and instead, you know, focusing on your own sleep, like, for majority of the time, because I didn't feel bad every time that you would, just mess up your sleep schedule because of me. I am enjoying Chapter 2. It's definitely, I think, not to say it's not as good, but it's a lot less intense than Chapter 1. Like, obviously, there's still stuff happening with the missing and stuff like that, but, there's definitely a lot of stuff that's been going on that I think, compared to Chapter 1, it's a lot less intense. You hate Fortnite? Why do you hate Fortnite, Z? As for the teacher who had always had her lunch in the staff lounge, she ate in the classroom today. I had to laugh at her curry bento, which was just a rumor until now, but there's nobody to laugh with me. It's big everywhere. It's like 60 gigs of... Okay, that's still not the worst, honestly. 60 gigs is manageable. Rena brought her chair and lunch over to my seat. Don't like their game style? Oh, well, yeah, just battle royales, that's fair. I'm also not a fan of battle royales, so... like, I mean, obviously I'll play it if friends are playing it, but I'm not someone to play it myself. Today it was only the two of us. The fact that we didn't need to drag any other desks over was sad.
眠いね。
ああ、
Wait, yeah, I didn't even realize how sad that was. 3 of them are missing. It's just her and... I'm glad that they're... Because, you know, last time Rena was, like, the most in our face about being the... I don't know if the creepy one is the right word, but that was what it's like. But now... she's the one that's, like, the most dependable. Yeah. No one wants to play Fortnite with you? You suck? Are you saying that to me?
でも、もうそんなに気にならなくなったよ。
I love Battle Royale. I just feel like K-pop Demon Hunter wearing Skibidi Toilet. I fair, okay. I think it can be. I think it has its appeal, but I do agree that Fortnite is very, like, at least from what I've seen, it can be very overstimulating.
むしろ
But I think
今寝れるくらいの
there's some
ずぶとい
fun
神経
aspect to
が
that.
羨ましい。
He has Bully the Cat Boy. Okay, I am not a cat, okay? Look at me. I'm just a fun, lovable slime, right? On his mouse and keyboard, okay? I was sleepy this morning, but my drowsiness had dissipated after coming to school and constantly feeling the incredible tension. No, Z! Why have you betrayed me like this? Oh, Surplus, you missed the new edition! You missed the new addition to the stream. so far. With my new, with my gift that I got for Christmas. What do cats eat on sunny days? Mice cream. Wow. What an amazing joke. Another classic banger from these cards. Another cat banger. You're opening your cheat menu. How can I cheat at this game? I give Keiichi aimbot. He one taps like they're all chasing after him. Keiichi gets a gun. He one taps all of them in the head. I was sleepy this morning, but my drowsiness had dissipated after coming to school and constantly feeling the incredible tension. Benna's bento box didn't have its usual luster. That was the lamest joke I heard in my entire life. No, these are top quality jokes. That was to be expected. Benna was up for a long time last night too. She wouldn't have had time to make her lunch beforehand, since it's not like she would have gotten up early this
遠慮
morning.
なくつっつけよ。
Ice cream.
今日は素直に俺の弁当の方が立派なのを認める。
God mode Keiichi, I would like to see that.
じゃあ、遠慮なくいただくね。ああ、しそチーズのちく
I don't
わ
know
巻
what
きなんて
that
面
is.
白いな。
It sounds good though.
レナのだって、今日のはレトルトだろうけど、なかなかうまいぞ。
Dude, Keiichi, why during this time are you like... Like, why does he have to be so, like... Oh, your food has ready-made food in it, but it's pretty good. It's not as is mine, though, I guess. I'm Paul. That is an amazing joke. Lisa's desperate to play Fortnite with me. She acts all the time. It's embarrassing, to be honest. Is it embarrassing? Would you say it's embarrassing? I don't know. I mean, it depends how she asks, I guess. What do you think, Risa? I realized the two of us were desperately trying to brighten the afternoon mood to its usual level as much as we could. No, it's an amazing joke, Z. Don't worry. And that was original, off the dome. I looked around the classroom and it seemed like we were the only ones trying to do so, surrounded as we were by gloominess.
こうして二人だけでお弁当をつつき合ってると、なんだか、その...
Can I set you on fire? How do you intend to do that? She admits it. Our laughter grew quieter. Just realized that. What is that emote? That is wild. It's as big as her head.
ごめん。悪かった。
Oh wait, let me move this a bit out, because I think it's a bit...
いいよ。
Yeah, let me move that there.
仕方ないよ。
Like, just putting it right next to the, thing, like, to the side is a bit strange. Our chopsticks both stopped moving. We couldn't keep it up anymore.
リカちゃんとサトコ、どこに行ったんだろうな。
That's a cute emote. Someone has to stop gifting you subs. It's like, there's so many times in subathons, like, I just tune into a stream, like, for a tiny bit and then leave, and then it's like, you get massive, like, you just get a gift sub for no reason. And then it's like, even though you've just turned into the stream, like, for 10 minutes or something. So sleepy past my bedtime. You should go to sleep then. It's good to maintain your sleep. Of course, like, it would be nice to have you here. Like, I'm not saying for you to leave, Surplus, okay? I'm not saying for you to leave. But sleep is more important. Everyone was thinking about it, using roundabout ways to address the topic. But I came right out and said it. I heard Enna catch her breath.
昨日ね、ケイチくんがいなくなってる間に、いろいろと話を聞いてたから、レナ...
昨夜はすまなかった。頼む。
Where'd your badge go? Where did your badge go? Do you still have it? At that time, since they arrived for support, Rena was helping the Ladies' Society cook the miso soup we'd had. Stop telling me to leave. Stop. I don't hate you, Surplus, okay? You're pretty cool.
でも、結局何もわからなかったんだろう。
Alright?
学校が終わってから家に帰って、二人で自転車に乗ってどこかへ行ったらしいということ以外は、全く。
Mion had told me yesterday. We had no clues. I don't hate you. Where'd you get that from, okay?
警察の人も
I
家に帰ってからすぐに
have
自転車で遊び
never
に行ったん
said
だよ
that
って
in my
家
life.
に帰ってから
Other
すぐに
than,
自転車で遊びに行くところと言ったら
right,
街かも
if
しれ
you
ないでしょ
erase like 20 minutes ago from your memory, I've never said that in my life.
だから沖宮の町でいなくなったんじゃないかって結論になってるみたい
I did say that. You're on a road... I mean, what is, like... I mean, I guess you're on a road trip, but, like, you know, do you not sleep during the road trip usually?
警察は明るくな
Oh,
ってから
thank you, Dianea,
捜査
for
範囲
the
を沖
26
宮にも
months.
広げるって言ってた
And I banned Z. No, don't ban Z. Thank you very much, Dianea, for the 26 months. Appreciate the support. Thank you. Man, it's still surreal just seeing that, like, amount of time. It's crazy that it's been over 2 years. Like, even I think about streaming. It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but yeah. They concluded they disappeared in Okinomiya. In town? It makes sense why we couldn't find them even though we searched all of Hinamizawa then. Dorito! Still, something didn't fit. I had no basis for thinking that, just a gut feeling. I revealed something to Rika-chan that was likely important to her that day. Then Rika-chan had told me to leave it to her. And then, what did she say? Alright, if she didn't work hard, then something bad might happen to the dog, too. I think... Oh, so Mion is supposed to disappear. Mion is supposed to disappear, but she's trying to do something for her not to disappear. Sleep at random times so you can choose to sleep. Oh, okay, very cool. You have a lot of emotes. What is that? I mean, the Wisher emotes look cute. Very cool. You get to live, Z. All the talk of dogs and cats, I still don't have the faintest idea what she really meant, but it might have been Rika-chan's way of saying this was a race against time. Damn it! I'd selfishly put my anxiety on Rika-chan and tried to run away. When I thought about it, I should have run back then. I should have asked her more about the dogs and cats. The more I think about it, I really screwed up. Anyway, I don't think Rika-chan was in a situation in which we just go off to play somewhere. Of course, I didn't have any evidence or conviction to base that on. It was just a hunch.
町なんかに行くわけないと思うんだ。
ケイチ君もそう思う？レナもそう思うよ。リカちゃんもサトコちゃんもひなみ沢でいなくなったに違いないの。
I looked back at Rena, startled. I could hear the conviction in those words. Without replying to my gaze, she took her bento box and went to the hallway.
お弁当箱を洗ってくるね。
It's like the one video of like the Iron Golem versus Enderman, of the Enderman in the rain, the Iron Golem staring the Enderman in the eyes. That's like what it's kind of like. Yeah, it's just sad they're just all gone. She timed that in a way that broke off conversation. Suddenly I got the feeling that the next thing she had to say would be hard to say aloud in the classroom. I hurriedly grabbed my bento box and followed her. But then I didn't go to the kitchenette, but rather to the water fountains out back where the students seldom went. The water flowed down onto our bento boxes. During that time, Rena didn't say a word. Then after making sure there were no other students around, she finally opened her mouth to speak.
リカちゃんとさとこちゃんが街に遊びに行っていなくなったなんて、なんだか腑に落ちなくて。私なりにいろいろ聞いたり調べたりしたの。
聞いた？何を？
婦人会のおばさんたちにいろいろ。昨日のお味噌汁、お豆腐がいっぱい入ってたでしょ？
What?
富田豆腐店のおばあちゃんも来てたの。
The Tomita Tofu Shop. Oh, I remember. That was one of the stores on the road leading to the hospital. The huge lamps of tofu dancing in the bathtub like sister and always looked nice and refreshing.
おばあちゃんね、昨日学校の帰り道に、さとこちゃんがお店に寄ってお豆腐を買っていったのを覚えてたの。
豆腐？学校の帰り道にだろ？
How's life been treated? Life has been good, I would say. Started to work on the new Cuphead video, so that's been going decently. I'm right now stuck on something I'm trying to figure out, and it's annoying me, so I might have to settle for something else that I don't like, but we'll see what happens. I was sick, unfortunately, when I just came back, so it was a bit rough for the first few days, but, like, you know, got over it very quickly. So it's just getting back into, like, work and scheduling and, like, you know, everything that I need to, how do you say, just getting back into life, I guess, you know? I started playing piano again, which, you know, I'm enjoying. One thing I need to do is, like, I need to go to the grocery to buy some ingredients to start cooking again. And once I start, and then I also need to clean my room. Once I do all those things, I'll really, like, be back. But I still, like, it takes me a while to get back into things. Like, it's, I don't like messing up my schedule a lot. It really, because it takes me a while to get back into normality. Timed out for 3 seconds.
それが何か手がかりになるのか？
いいから聞いて。リカちゃんの家に行った時のこと、覚えてるかな？
Nana stepped away from the sinks and spread her arms wide to recreate the space of Rika-chan's room. Oh, was there tofu there?
ガス台にお鍋がかけてあって、その中にお味噌汁が入ってたの。中にはお豆腐が、多分、一丁の半分くらい入ってたと思う。
So they were home and ate tofu.
残りの半分は冷蔵庫の中にあったの。冷ややっこにするつもりだったんだね。お皿に開けて、ラップがかけてあった。
As Rena explained, she walked around as if she were really going through Rika-chan's room.
でもレナ、それが何だって言うんだ？
ケイチくん、お味噌汁のお豆腐って本当に最後の最後に入れるんだよ。つまり、お料理してたリカちゃんか、もしくはさとこちゃんは、お夕飯の時間の直前まで、あそこに立って料理をしていたことになるの。
夕食の時間の直前まで？
Wasn't everyone saying that their bikes weren't around, so they must have gone somewhere to play by themselves?
三角コーナーのゴミを見たら、すごく不吉祥だった。食事やお弁当は、ほとんどリカちゃんが作ってるんだけど、たまにね、だからその晩は、さとこちゃんがお料理したんだね。
Oh, she says Satoko-chan.
それってつまりサトコに関しては遊びに行かず夕食の準備をしてたってことなのか？
You're the cool mod. Let's go. That means Satoko at least didn't go somewhere to play. She was preparing dinner?
それで私、炊飯釜も見てみたの。炊飯釜には2人分のご飯が炊けていた。
ってことは2人分の夕飯は作ったけど2人とも夕飯は食べなかった。そういうことか。
Can't see new chat. Wait, why can't you see new chat messages? Dana nodded.
それで次に冷蔵庫の中も見てみたの。そうしたら残り半分のお豆
You
腐
could see it on the stream though, right?
冷ややっこがあったの。それだけじゃない。お夕飯用に作ったおかずも
If I
何個かあっ
can't see it, that
て、
means it's not real.
それらに
Oh,
はみん
okay.
なラップが
It's just the
されてい
voices in
た。
your head. I see. You usually plastic wrap things so you can have leftovers for the next day. My mom does it all the time too, using them in breakfast or lunch.
そう。ラップって食べ残しとかを取っておくためにするものだよね。冷蔵庫に入れたということは、
I'm a denier of the
少なくとも
paranormal
その晩のう
surplus
ちに
and
は食べな
Z.
いつもりだったということ。
I see. So, you're just alone in chat then, right? So, like, what are your messages? Diet, I'll take my leave now. So are you agreeing that you're a paranormal, or you're part of the paranormal?
そういうことになるのか？
ケイチ君、もっとよく考えて。お夕飯を全く手つけずでラップしてあったんだよ。どういうことだと思う？
じゃあ、夕食を食べる必要がなくなったわけだ。
You're para not normal, so you're normal then. Like they cancel each other out, I think.
外食とか。
Nope, if I'm the only one here, I see that means that I'm the only one there is. But what about on stream? On stream it shows their other chat messages.
それも突然にね。前もって決まっていたらお料理なんかしない。そして
I can choose to.
お夕食
I
は
see.
2人分
Okay.
用意されていた。
Oh, it's like object permanence. If you can't see it, it's not there. I see. Okay, okay. You make a good point, Diana.
つまりさとこちゃんは2人で食事ができると本当に直前までそう思って料理をしていたということなの。
じゃあ、2人で遊びに行っていなくなったというのは間違いじゃないか。
But then why? Like, why would they leave? I don't get it. Right? If they actually did leave, someone didn't take them or anything. Very strange. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, I see them now. You are real. Nice, Diana. Glad to know that you're real, surplus.
そう。つまりいなくなったのはお夕飯ができて夕食に至るまでの本当にわずかな時間。
But I don't. Their bikes are still missing. That fact does not change. So why are their bikes not there? That's what I don't get.
多分7時頃くらい。
そんな時間に食事もせずに2人はどこへ行ったんだ？
当然そこに行き着くよね。
Who's your favorite character right now? I still like Mion a lot. But they haven't explored much of the other characters, I feel, that much. I feel like this chapter a lot was Mion and Shion, you know, for the first half. So I still like Mion a lot, but we'll see how much they expand on the characters as a whole. I think Rena is definitely showing to be a lot more dependable compared to last chapter. This is you know, like what's happening right now and what happened yesterday, and just overall I think she's showed a lot more maturity, I think, than what we've seen in the previous chapter and other times. I think Rika as well. There's definitely a lot going on with that I don't know. But right now I still think Mion is my favorite character, but we'll see how much, you know, every other one gets expanded, then we'll see. Because I think Mion is just like, she's the character that you can have, you have the closest friendship with Mion, you know? Like, that is the reason why I like her. It's like someone who is sorry, just opening something. She's your best friend type character. Well, I can't. I'm sure, like, Fred Durst doesn't need any character development. He's just goated, you know? He's goated on Spawn. I just realized what he wrote, Z. The disabled quality settings are not... What is the disabled quality settings?
ケイチくん、覚えてるかな？折りたたみ机が置いてあって、その上にお醤油や箸立てなんかが置いてあったの。
There might have been something like that. I didn't remember.
お醤油の小瓶ね、空っぽだったの。
What?
もう一滴も入ってなかった。
So what does that mean?
これじゃあ冷ややっこは美味しくないよね。
Oh, they went to go buy soy sauce? Rena, could you be a detective? Like, this is crazy detective work. This is not something you just notice.
だから私、流しの下にある醤油の大瓶を探してみたの。
よくそんなところにあるって知ってるな。
私もリカちゃんの家に行ってお料理したことあったから。
Rena cleared her throat, her face returning to a serious expression.
でね、流しの下を開けてみたら、醤油の大瓶が瓶ごとなかったの。
醤油の大瓶がないと、どういう意味になるんだ？
ここから先は全部、レナの想像だからね。だから最後まで、口を挟まずに聞いていてね。
Last night, Satoko was making dinner like normal. Rika-chan usually watched TV until the food is ready, so she was probably lying down watching a variety show or something. Satoko put the tofu in the miso soup, and right when dinner was about to be ready, she noticed that they were out of soy sauce. Rika-chan, who had nothing to do, brought the big bottle of soy sauce to a neighbor's house to borrow theirs.
俺、ご近所付き合いってよくわからないんだが、醤油なんかって分けてもらえるものなのか？
うん。ひなみ沢ではそんなに珍しいこと
I
じ
mean,
ゃ
yeah,
ない
it
よ。
makes sense in a small village. I mean, it's not a small... is it a small village? So Rika-chan rode her bike out to get some soy sauce. No matter how long Satoko waited, though, Rika-chan didn't come back. So then Satoko-chan called the house where Rika-chan was going. Would Rika happen to be imposing on you? Something like that. And the other person must have replied with something like
う
this.
ちに食事の用意があるから、さとこちゃんもいらっしゃい。リカちゃんはもう食べてるよって。きっと、そんな感じで呼び出したんだと思う。
Satoko called Rika a few names in private and wrapped up the dinner she had made for them. She put it in the fridge so she could use it for breakfast and lunch the next day. And Satoko got on her bike too, and headed for the house where Rika-chan... This is crazy detective work! Like, what is this? How'd you discern that, Rena? Like, this is insane.
でも、すでにこの時点でおかしいの。食事ってね、突然やってきた人に振る舞えるほど多めに作るものじゃないんだよ。
A veteran housewife would normally never make so much food that she could feed 2 extra
たまた
people.
ま偶然作りすぎたことだって考えられるだろう。
それでも、絶対に考えられない。
So we have to find out who this neighbor was then, if that's the idea we're going with. Whoa, my mic is making a squeaking noise. Rena flatly denied
だ
me.
って、リカちゃんは、さとこちゃんが頑張って作ったお夕飯がもうできてることを知ってるんだよ。どんなにお夕飯を勧められた
Yeah,
って、
that's what I think as
さとこ
well.
ちゃんのお夕飯を無駄にするようなことをするわけがない。
That's what I think as well, that she knows Satsuko made food. So she wouldn't go to eat, right? Like, she wouldn't eat. So, I like, that call just looked suspicious. Like, I'm sorry, that call just looked suspicious. And I'm pretty sure that's not entirely true necessarily how that happened. Like, I mean, obviously, what I'm saying is, I don't think their theory that they're thinking of is necessarily fully correct. Like, I think it's possible that she just waited and Satsuko went out to follow her. Like, what if she didn't go to a neighbor's house? What if instead she just got caught before, like, or she got, like something happened while she was in the middle of going towards there, you know? What if she didn't make it to the neighbor's house? This was all only on circumstantial evidence and Rena's guesswork. Even so, it was all extremely convincing. It was the only ray of hope we had to topple the situation bereft of clues.
じゃあレナ、リカちゃんはどこへ醤油をもらいに行ったんだ？
That was the heart of it. It would have been somewhere she'd been comfortable with asking for soy sauce, and somewhere Satoko wouldn't think it suspicious she'd been invited for dinner. So, who was it? Was it Mion's house? Rena slowly shook her head.
レナの推理はここまで。あくまでも想像だからね。警察の人とかには内緒にしておいてね。
But why are we keeping it a secret from the police if it's your guesses? That's what I don't get. Wouldn't you want them to, like, hear your theory? Like, I understand the police is probably, like, gonna, you know, like, ignore it and do their own thing anyway. But why wouldn't you tell them? Like, the police still listens to people's theories. And especially as you, someone who know it, like, I understand that they all hate the police, right? But I don't understand in a situation like this why you wouldn't want to tell the
隠
police.
すことはないんじゃないか。
Okay, yeah, thank you, Keiichi.
仮に半分しか会ってないとしても、きっとヒントにはなると思うぞ。
ケイチくん、これって、ひなみ沢の人を疑うって意味だよ。確信もないのに、村の人を疑えない。
But everyone's a suspect. I saw a few girls coming over to rinse out their bento boxes. Rena caught the conversation short there and returned to the classroom. I stayed there alone, my body bathed in the lively voices of the cicadas. Let's think about this in my own way. Excuse me. Rena had barely information to go on, and yet she'd reasoned out that much. So there should be something that only I, who knew far more than Rena did, could deduce. Ueshi-san said this last night too, but the incident was definitely occurring within Hinamizawa. Rena might not have wanted to believe it, but it's basically a given that the culprit is someone from the village. The trigger for everything was when the four of us trespassed in the forbidden storehouse. Somebody saw us going in there. Elephant Duno. I saw that, but I just thought you wrote telephone, but I just realized you wrote Telephant Duno. Why'd you, where'd you come up with that? Because there's two T's now, when before there was only one. So that night, Tomitake-san and Takano-san were sacrificed. There were two left. Shion and myself. However, before the culprits bore their fangs on Shion and me, they went after the mayor to whom Shion had confessed her sin. Next, they went for Rika-chan, to whom I'd confessed my sin. And what about Satoko? Just a stray bullet? By itself, Rika-chan being sacrificed after I told her everything was mortifying. But Satoko was sacrificed for no reason. Wasn't that all the more regrettable? Poop. Poop, poop, poop. I agree, Daine. I like that dialogue. Oh, you got your badge back! Everything was my fault. Who would be the next to disappear? Would it be Shion and me next time? Why? Why weren't the culprits going for Shion and me right away, though? If they had enough power to erase the mayor and Rika-chan, then why not get rid of Shion and me? If they went for us, well, I wouldn't like it, but I could still tolerate it. Well, yeah, because you'd be missing. Or dead. Maybe both. What I couldn't forgive was them getting rid of those we'd confessed to. Now that I think of it, yesterday Shion said something alarming. She felt like someone was watching her. So then was someone watching me as well? Strangely though, I hadn't felt anything like that until now. Even though I'm the root cause of everything, I never once had that impression. Maybe that was simply because Shion was more cautious than me and I was careless? That's another story though. Let's get back on track. Why weren't the culprits going after Shion and me? I felt like that's where the key to this lay. Could it be... Was I making a big assumption that I shouldn't have been? I thought and thought but couldn't come up with an answer. The one thing I understood was that I was a concerned party to this case, and that I had a duty to watch over it until everything got resolved. I heard the ring of the bell declaring the end of the lunch break. Would somebody else disappear tonight? If nobody else did, then I wanted them to get rid of me tonight for sure. And then put an end to all this. Shion's hysterical voice on the phone last night came back to mind. They planned to murder those close to us first, make us as miserable as possible, and then only then they would kill us.
前原君、昼休みは終わりであるぞ。教室に戻りなさい。
At the principal's urging, I returned to the classroom, which was quiet as the streets at night. There were a lot of parents picking up the children after school. It was just like kindergarten. Students whose parents didn't come went home as a group. We left school with everyone else following the assigned route. Even while leaving, nobody said anything funny. They all looked like exhausted mountaineers silently marching through the mountains. As we went, one left, then another, and in the end it was just Rena and me. I was supposed to escort Rena all the way to her house, but she
本
declined.
当にいいのか？一人じゃ不用心だぞ。
レナを送った後、一人で帰るケイチくんだって、同じくらい不用心だよ。まだ明るいんだもの。大丈夫。
そうか。じゃあ気をつけてな。
I still think it's good to escort her back, because I don't know if this is correct logic, but the way I see it, it's like you pass by your house, right? And then take Rena to her house, and then walk back the other way. I don't know, like that to me seems safer than just stopping there and then, well, because at least you would have passed by the paths before that you took with Rena, right? Or maybe that's just me thinking about it.
あれ？あれ、警察の人じゃないかな。
It's Oishi-san. Rena pointed towards my house. There was a car stopped in front of it. From out of that car came Oishi-san. You must have been waiting for my return to ambush me. Oishi-san started walking over wearing that annoying grin.
レナはもう行きな。あいつに絡まれると長い。
でも、どうして警察の人がケイチくんに用があるんだろう。
Rena's a good person. Even when I made a fuss over Rika-chan's disappearance, she never asked me why I did. She could have been suspecting me ever since then, and that would have been okay. Even so, she still hadn't asked me anything. She didn't try and pressure me into revealing the
俺
truth.
は犯人じゃない。
そんなの知ってるよ。
でも、事件に何の関わりもないとは言い切れない。
Rena simply listened, smiling like she always did. Even though I had insinuated I was related to the incident, she didn't look at me as though she were looking at something dirty.
今度話すよ。
待ってるね。
じゃあ、早く行きな。
Rena gave me a slight bow and trotted away, leaving me, alone with Oishi-san, who walked over.
どうもどうも。お帰りなさい、前原さん。
どうも。
ご家族はお留守みたいです
Oh my
ね。
gosh.
いやはや困っていたんですよ。
He came all the way to my house? I could only thank my good fortune that my parents were absent. Since neither of them were around at this hour, they probably would be back late.
親父の仕事の関係で出かけてるんだと思います。帰りは遅いと思いますよ。
そうですか。それは好都合です。親御さんに変な思いをさせずに済みます。
Oishi-san pushed my back, prompting me to walk. It seemed like he wanted me to get in the car.
警察に連行するんですか？
I wasn't the culprit, but I was the cause of everything. It wouldn't be weird if you wanted to investigate me. That kind of gave me a resigned feeling.
いえいえ、立ち話もなんですから。車の中でお話ししようってだけですよ。さあ、どうぞどうぞ。
Is he allowed to be this pushy? Like, I understand it's the police and stuff, but is it like within the law for him to be this assertive? He opened the back door and urged me inside. If I got in, I wouldn't have a very easy time getting out. If I said no, however, then this man might really handcuff me and take me away. I couldn't refuse. I could only accept in good grace. The inside of the car had been cooled too much by the air conditioner, and there was a rusty smell coming from the filter, which must have been cleaned out only rarely.
ありゃ、冷えすぎます？
Do you clean the filter? I understand you get your car like serviced and stuff like that, but do they clean the filter?
切りましょうか。
I guess probably. I never thought about it. He turned off the engine and suddenly it became quiet, and the voices of the Higurashi, with all their cool loneliness, snuck inside. Quack, 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 quack. Sounded to me like a chorus of voices, lamenting my exorbitant punishment for having harbored such foolish curiosity. For a few moments, while listening to those voices, I myself lamented the days that had been twisted and distorted since last night. Oishi-san, as if waiting for me to voluntarily begin talking, lit a cigarette and listened to the Higurashi. The silence became deafening, and I was the one who folded first.
捜査の方はどうなってるんですか？
捜査？何のですか？最近はいっぱいありすぎて、どれのことやら。
全部です。
いいですよ。本当は報道管制の敷かれた秘密捜査なんですが、あなたには特別に聞かせてあげましょう。じゃあ、最初の事件からいきます。
The freak deaths of Tomitake-san and Takano-san on the night of the
こ
Watanagashi.
っちはお恥ずかしいかな。さっぱり進展なしです。まずは富武さん。集団で暴行を受けた形跡はあるのですが、自分の喉をかき破るなんて
Yeah, this is the same
異
thing
常
as
な
last
死に
time.
方の説明がつか
Welcome
な
back,
いんです。何らかの薬物中毒を疑っているんですが、検出はされませんでした。
高野さんはどんな感じなんです？
同じくさっぱりです。焼死死体は検視が非常に困難でして。
I mean, that I can imagine. There's nothing to really check. It's just
首
burned.
を絞められた後にガソリンをかけられたんじゃないかと見ています。管轄が岐阜県産でね。
Have you called drugs? Well, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying, that apparently there's some drug.
あちらさん、自分たちの縄張りの事件だからってあんまり協力的じゃないんですよ。
An unknown drug, exactly.
これは関係ない話ですね。
So the police didn't know anything other than the fact that the victims died inexplicably.
ですが、犯行時間はおおむねお祭りが終わった直後だろうと見ています。高野さんの方はちょっとあやふやですが、富武さんとほぼ同じ時刻に殺害さ
But
れ、
why would she be
岐阜の山中
taken
に
all
遺棄
the
さ
way
れた
to
と
those
考えるのが
mountains?
妥当でしょうな。
どうしてわざわざ遠く
Okay,
の
well,
山ま
thank you,
で
Keiichi.
死体を運んだんでしょう？富武さんも同じように遠くへ運べばよかったのに。
ありゃ。前原さん、あなた、なかなかどうして鋭いですね。もちろん、私もそこは注目すべき点だと思っていますよ。他にもいくつか不審点はありますが、まあ、現時点でお話しできるのは、このくらいです。
村長さんの方はどうですか？何か手がかりはありましたか？
Having exhausted that topic, I changed the subject. Otherwise, he might turn that conversation on me.
失踪された一日の足取りを調べました。手がかりになるようなものは見つかりませんでしたが、一応お話ししましょうか。
The mayor, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. Apparently he was suffering from severe hemorrhoids.
古い生まれの方って非常にプライドが高いんですよね。それで村長さん、誰にも内緒で鹿骨市内にある大学病院の肛門科に通われていたんです。失踪当日、村長さんは診察の予約が取ってあったんで、朝一で出かけられました。
But he was missing after the meeting in the evening, not in the morning time. Apparently people would get in line hours beforehand, even if they had an
診
appointment.
察が終わったのは午後1時頃です。
Okay.
その後、病院内のレストランで軽食を取られ、雑誌を読みながら時間を潰されました。このあたりのことは、自宅にあったお財布の中のレシートで分かってます。
Okay. There was nothing suspicious at all about that.
その日は夕方から神社の集会場で会合の予定があったんです。それで、 余裕を持ってお帰りになるはずだったんですが、途中電車で人身事故がありましてね。
But people said they saw him at the meeting.
どうもそれで足止めを食ってしまったらしく、
Oh,
家
okay.
に着いたのは会合の時間の直前
Okay,
でし
so why is
た。
this information
ご
relevant?
家
then?
族が大慌てで神社の集会場に出かけていく村長さんを目撃しています。
会合ってのは何だったんですか？確か、その会合の帰り道に失踪してるんですよね。
会合は御三家と町会の主要役員が集まってのものでした。今年も起こってしまった連続開始事件の対応について協議したものと思われます。
So then, on his way home, the old man who had treated Shion like his own daughter, he was a dependable person who would encourage Shion whenever she felt pressured by anxiety, and yet Shion's painful voice struck me right in the heart.
あれ？
どうなさいました？
I was taken aback by how strange my own voice sounded. What was it about that just surprised me? I squeezed my head with my hands to try and drag back out what I had only realized for a split second. Remember, Keiichi Maibara, you just realized something important. The night of the Watanagashi, that was when everything started. That night, Takano-san and Tomitake-san died. The next morning, word of the incident had spread throughout Hinamizawa. They planned to talk about it during the evening meeting. The mayor, however, had an appointment at the hospital, and as planned, he went there without telling his family. He got a checkup at the hospital. Ate something. Why do we have angel menu there? And then there was an unexpected delay on his train ride back. When he returned, the meeting was already about to start. The mayor changed clothes, got on his bicycle, and hurried to the assembly hall at the shrine as fast as he could. From when he heard about the incident on the night of the Watanagashi until when he showed up at the assembly hall, everything he was doing that day was done in secret. During that time, nobody found out that he went to the hospital alone. He ate alone. And he got on the train alone. That all meant he had absolutely no contact with anyone else. You couldn't have even called him on the phone. Okay, but what does that mean, Keiichi Maibara? Why does that matter, Keiichi Maibara?
Kei-chan,
どうした？話せよ。俺たちの間で隠し事はなしだろ？
私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
I told him everything. I told old man Kimiyoshi
村
everything.
長さんに、私、あの晩、最後だに忍び込んだこと、打ち明けたんです。
That was that night.
誰かにそれを見られてて、私たちを狙っている人がいるって。
ああ。それで？
君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らなかった。そして、にっこり笑って、しおちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら、鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に、笑いながら、任せなさいって。
Why does it matter? Sweat burst out of my body like bullets. It became one long strand and slid down from my forehead to my nose and fell. So then, what does it mean? Hey, Keiichi Maibara, no more playing dumb. When did she... She told him that night. Like... Like the night of the Watanagashi.
本当に、
Oh, I didn't mean to click it. I didn't mean to click it again. Whatever.
任せなさいって。
That night, I told the mayor that we stuck into the ritual storehouse. No, because that was yesterday, and then he went missing the day before. So he says that night. Okay, well, she's referencing the night that he went missing. Okay, I think that's what it means. Shion said she learned of the incident from a phone call her father had made that morning. The mayor had left the house first thing in the morning for his appointment at the hospital. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. Nobody knew about him going to the university hospital. Furthermore, his train ride back to his house was delayed by an accident. As soon as he got home, he rushed out to the assembly hall. Then the meeting at the assembly hall began and continued until it was dark out. Then everyone left. Nobody saw him after the meeting was over. He just disappeared. Which meant...
前原さん、大丈夫ですか？やっぱり暑いならクーラー入れますよ。
Another part of me was messing with my thoughts, demanding I didn't think any further than that. My head was pounding violently, and the fluids packed inside of it all blended together until nothing made sense. It was just about to settle, yet it had been smashed and melted in the blink of an eye, no longer able to retain its
前原
shape.
さん、もしもし？
はい。
Oishi-san lit yet another cigarette. It was yet another cigarette, but placed in the ashtray. Was it displaying the passage of time? Had my thoughts been frozen over for that long?
私、知ってる限りのことを話したつもりです。お返しに、今度は前原さんの話を聞かせてもらってもいいですよね。
My mind had become a gigantic, oozing mess. My brain felt like it had been totally minced by the blades of a blender, and I couldn't think.
ほらほら、また黙り込む。もし誤解があるようなら先に解いておきたいんですがね。私は別にあなたが犯人だなんて思っちゃいないんです。
Oishi-san gave his best attempt at an adult
あの
smile.
晩、あなたたち4人が西宮殿に忍び込んだことは知っています。次の日にはもう村の知る人は誰でも知る噂になってましたからね。
That's what I don't get. Who spread the rumors? Who did? So meaning someone had to see us sneak in. Someone did. Who spread rumors?
それ自体は不法侵入として問われるべきことですが、問題はそれじゃない。そこで何があったかなんです。忍び込んだ人間が次々と犠牲になるような。
何もなかったです。
As soon as I said it, I regretted confirming my presence there, but I knew it didn't
本
matter
当
anymore.
に何もなかったんですか？だって、現にこうして中に入った人たちが次々と犠牲になってるんですよ。しかも、扉の鍵を付け替えた村長や、リカさんまで犠牲に。それだけの事態を引き起こす何があの中にあったんです。
I was far too tired of keeping quiet about this. Perhaps that was Oishi-san's goal all along, but then again it didn't
大
matter
昔
anymore.
に使った拷問道具がたくさんしまってありました。それを高野さんたちと見て回りました。
本当にそれだけ？
本当にそれだけです。
口封じをされるようなとんでもないものが隠してあったんじゃないですか？例えば覚醒剤の山とか消しの秘密工場があったとか、あるいはソ連か中国あたりの拳銃が山ほど積まれていたと。不審な木箱やコンテナが山積みされてませんでしたか？
There was nothing as exaggerated as what Oishi-san was hoping for, but I felt like in a way there were plenty of terrible things hidden in there. From the perspective of someone who viewed the storehouse as sacred, whether or not I had seen some crazy things didn't matter in the slightest. What do you mean the American ass sweat? Do you sweat American-like? Or is that how Americans sweat? The four of us broke the taboo. Punish us. That should have been what happened.
あの西宮殿に何か秘密があるんじゃないかと思って捜査令状を請求したんですがね。もう空前絶後の妨害工作がありまして、信仰の対象に対する侮辱であり、憲法で定めた信仰の自由をなんたらかんたら。いやもう、だから実際に入ったあなたに聞くほかはなかったんですよ。
本当に古い錆びて埃をかぶった拷問道具しかなかったです。他に目立つものなんて何もなかったです。
では富武さんたちが殺されたのは禁忌を破ったからという制裁だけなんですかね。
I didn't have an answer for the only part.
もういちいち隠しませんけどね。あなただけが今日まで被害を免れてるんです。
What?
あなた以外は全員が消えたのに、あなただけが無事なんです。あなたが無事で、あなた以外が被害に遭う。どんな違いがあったのか。それが知りたいんです。
There was something wrong with what Oishi-san was saying. You alone. You alone. What?
ちょっと待ってください。あなただけがって、どういう意味ですか？
ですから、あなただけが最後の生き残りなんじゃないですか。西宮殿に忍び込んだコソ泥4人組の。
Only one left alive? Hold on. Shion was still...
あの晩に富武二郎さんと高野美代さんが死に、翌日、園崎紫音さんが失踪しました。
What?
あなただけが無事に今日までを過ごしてるんです。なぜあなただけなのか。私はそれが知りたいと言ってるんです。
シオンが失踪したって？そんなバカな！
I unintentionally raised my voice, but I didn't care about that. Tomitake-san died, Takano-san died, and Shion disappeared? When did she disappear? What is this guy talking
あ
about?
りゃ？とっくにご存知だったとばかり。
そんなのは初めて聞いた。シオンが失踪した？いつ？
遡ると綿流しの次の日に失踪していたことになります。
Going back a bit? Stop saying stuff I don't
園
understand.
崎紫音さんはその日の気分で親類の家を泊まり歩いたりしますので、所在不明が当たり前なんですよ。学校も気分一つでよく休みますしね。先生も困り果ててました。
そんなことは聞いてない。シオンはいつ失踪したかって聞いてるんだ。
ですから綿流しの次の日です。
The fluids in my body all reversed direction. I lost my sense of balance and everything I could see started to warp and twist out of shape. I simply couldn't endure it. Hang on. Shion had already disappeared? Then that night, that call, that phone call. Who was that? She called me every night. She encouraged me. We vowed that we would do our best to live on and not be erased. Yes, that should have been a phone call with Shion. Should have been a phone call with Shion. Should have been a phone call with Shion.
学校は平気で休むし、それを自宅に知らせても取り合ってもらえないから、学校もいちいち電話しない。そんなこんなで、彼女が失踪したことに気づくのに、だいぶ時間がかかったんですよ。
I felt a stabbing pain like needles were being pushed into every pore of my body. It started on my back and began spreading throughout the rest of me. When it had completely covered the surface of my skin, it began to worm its way inside my stomach as well.
ほら、覚えてませんか？綿流しの次の日に、私たち図書館でお会いしたでしょう。あの時、シオンさんもいましたよね。あれが最後の目撃なんです。あの後、彼女の所在は確認されてないんです。
But she called that night and the night after.
そんなバカな。
That day, Oishi-san had only caught me and Shion bounded away, lying that she needed to go to work. Didn't she call me that
エン
night?
ジェルモートっていうファミレスのバイトですよね。あの日から無断欠勤です。今日に至るまで全てを無断欠勤してるんです。お店の人も連絡を取ろうにも取れず困りきってましたよ。
そんなバカな。
状況証拠だけですがね。図書館でお別れしてからバイト先に向かうまでこの間に失踪したと考えるのが妥当でしょうね。
Right after Shion ran away without me?
ご存知なかったみたいですね。なら先に話せばもっと話が早かったかな。もうこれでご理解いただけたでしょう。あとはあなただけなんです。あなただけが
Keiichi!
西宮殿に忍び込んだ4
Tell him
人
that
の
you talked with her.
生き残りなんです。
It couldn't be. It just couldn't
次
be.
に何か起こるとすればそれはあなたなんです。前原さん、どうかご理解を。
It can't be. It can't be. It can't be. Shion had already disappeared? It couldn't be. I talked to her the other day before yesterday. I talked to her last night. She was gonna call me again today. That was Shion on the other phone. Shion on the other phone. It was from Shion. From Shion.
シオンさんはとっくに失踪してるんです。次はあなたなんですよ。
Then who was on the phone those past nights? Who was on the phone those past nights? Who was on the phone those past nights?
そんな。わかんない。
Keiichi, please tell me you told him. Please tell me you told him. If he didn't tell Oishi, I'm gonna be very mad. He didn't tell him, did he? He didn't tell him. Ah! I lay down on the couch, stayed there, dazed for a while. My mind was completely blank. I couldn't think about anything for more than a few seconds. There was a note in my house saying that Mom and Dad would be home late and I should have some ramen or something for dinner. I could make it whenever I got hungry, but I had no appetite, so I just stared blankly at the ceiling without eating anything. The hands of the clock were already pointing at 10. Would I get another phone call like that today? Even though Shion had already disappeared? Would she still call me? Were they calling from... And who were they? The more I thought about it, the more I started to tremble. I even thought about just disconnecting the phone line. If I'd been thinking a little less logically, I really would have done it too. Hold on, Keiichi Maibara. Oishi-san admitted it himself, didn't he? That Shion went missing a lot? Couldn't she have just gone to relatives that Oishi-san didn't know about and have been there ever since? Shion and I were both being targeted by somebody, so it wouldn't be strange to think she went somewhere she usually didn't in order to hide. That must have been why Oishi-san couldn't locate her and why he labeled her a disappearance. Yeah, that had to be it. Shion hadn't disappeared at all. Then my right hand moved of its own volition and slapped me on the cheek. Its cold sting let me calm down a little.
都合よく考えすぎるなよ、前原圭一。
I knew I didn't want to admit that she had disappeared. Admitting it would mean that something terrifying was definitely happening. I just needed to figure out whether Shion was the one on the phone or not. Would I ask her if she was actually Shion? That seemed like an incredibly absurd thing to do.
逃げるな、圭一。
The person on the other end still believed that I thought she was Shion. Then that gave me a tiny advantage. Casually, completely casually, I would listen to what she had to say. And fend her off. I would tear the skin off the monster. It would definitely be really scary for me. However, as the last survivor of the people who went to the storehouse that night, this was my duty to perform. Still then, who would call me and pretend to be Shion? I may have only heard her over the phone, but her voice shouldn't be that easy to replicate. What if it's Mion? What could be Mion? That was definitely Shion's voice. It sounded just like her. It could have only been Shion. There was someone though, wasn't there? Someone who sounded just like Shion. Mion. Who else could have done this? At this point, seriously, after all that time... Okay, the fact that, like, he said it right after probably means it's not Mion. All those little things that didn't quite make sense about Mion until now overwhelmed my mind. Like being questioned about sneaking to the ritual storehouse and how she shook the ladder while spouting curses. Who else? Who else could have... Why, though? Why would Mion... I thought back to the things about the Sonozaki family that I had heard from Oishi-san and Shion. Mion was already entangled in the incidents, in a position where she was omnipotent. Some of that information included things that Shion had told me after she disappeared. I madly scratched at my head. Courage. Give me the courage. Just a little bit of courage to pick up the phone. I know it'll ring tonight. It would be so easy to run away. That, though, would be the same as making it easy for them to erase me. I cannot run. I must stand up and face it. After all, the next sacrifice would definitely be me. I was sure Shion would use tricky words to try and trap me. Be careful. Be careful. I'm scared. I don't want to do this. 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 It's gonna be like his parents or something. At that point, it rang. The phone rang and I didn't know where the call was coming from. Shion had disappeared. Disappeared a long time ago. Disappeared the night after Watanagashi. Yet, until today, she had been calling me like nothing happened. Now again, tonight, The people that had disappeared, their corpses simply haven't been found. I really didn't think they were alive. So if it really was Shion on the other end, then that did mean she was calling me from another world? But why are there so many people disappearing and dying? Like, there were 2 people who died. It was Tomitake-san and Takano-san. It's only supposed to be 1 disappearance and 1 death. But Shion disappeared, Rika disappeared, the mayor disappeared, and now apparently Keiichi's also going to maybe disappear, so I don't know why. Of course that couldn't be. A living being was calling me, pretending to be Shion. Shion was long gone, and yet, as though she was still alive and well, the phone continued its incessant ringing. I didn't want to pick it up if I didn't have to. I had just concluded, though, that not doing so wouldn't solve anything. Then, what would I do after I answered it? Would I immediately declare she wasn't Shion and ask who she was? Alternatively, would I pretend I was still fooled and try to grab her by the tail?
それが一番安全かもしれないよな。
What I was most afraid of was that the person on the phone would do when she realized I knew she wasn't Shion. However, as long as I continued to let her think I was fooled, she wouldn't do anything extreme, right? How long are you making this phone ring, Keiichi? If I just make sure to be careful, that should be the safest option. I've made up my mind. I'll answer the phone. Once I do that, I'll talk to her as if nothing happened. That wasn't all I'd do this time, though. I'd scope her out. Who was she? What was she thinking? What was she after? Why was she doing this? Was she really the one who killed Tomitake-san and Takano-san? What happened to the mayor? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? I reached out for the receiver, my arm trembling. Then who was flickering the lights? There were too many things I wanted to know, too many things I wanted to ask. I was scared. I should start by picking up the phone. Pick it up, Keiichi. Pick it up, Keiichi.
もしもし。
Oh, how relieved I would have been if it hadn't been a call from Shion.
ケイちゃんですか？私です。シオンです。
My momentary, convenient, and above all, fleeting prediction was ripped into 1,000 pieces. Couldn't help shaking at this point. Get ready for
電
this.
話、なかなか出なかったんで、お留守かと思って切ろうとしてたんですよ。
ああ、ごめん。ちょっとお風呂に入っててさ。
それでも、ご家族の方が電話を取りませんか？ひょっとして、ケイちゃんの家、今ご両親はお留守なんですか？
I failed. I let her in on a fatal piece of information that I was currently the only one at my
いや、
house.
別に、留守ってわけじゃ。そんなことより、聞いたか？リカちゃんとサトコの件。
いえ、結局、あの後どうなったんですか？見つかったんですか？
ああ、見つからなかった。
ケイちゃん、どうか気を落とさないで。
If Oishi-san hadn't let me know, then I might have allowed myself to shed a tear or two at Shion's considerate words. Instead, now that it had come to this, I couldn't take her words at face value. This person on the other end of the receiver, the more perfect as Shion they were, the more my blood curdled in fear.
リカちゃんとサトコは、さらわれたんだよな。
はい、それは間違いないでしょうね。
Just how cruel and grave a meaning did those words hold? Their weight astonished me. And then a moment later, I was overcome with numbness and felt like I would pass out. I had asked if Rika-chan and Satoko had been kidnapped. Shion, in turn, had answered there wasn't much doubt. That cruel meaning behind her words.
リカちゃんとサトコは、いや、ごめん、村長さんは、さらわれて、どうなったと思う？まだ、生きてるんだろうか？
What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko after they were kidnapped? That's what I wanted to ask, but I frantically caught myself. What if she had given that question a terrifying response in such a way to sound like it had nothing to do with her? I was scared of that, so I immediately brought up the mayor. That said, however much I talk about the mayor...
殺されちゃったんだと思います。
おいおい、そんなにあっさり。
人間をさらって、その状態を維持するのってとて
I
も
think
大
so
変
as
な
well.
ことだと思います。人質にするんでもない限り、用が済んだら殺しちゃうのが一番合理的じゃないかと。
The world started to bend so much that I almost lost balance. Scenery in my eyes whirled around like the hands of a clock and tried to swallow me whole from below. I frantically put a hand on the wall to support myself. A moment later, a severe nausea welled up within me. What was she saying such things so lightly?
殺しちゃうって、そんなにあっ
What
さ
is
り
this music?
人の命を何だと思ってやがるんだ。
I haven't heard this one before, I don't think.
恐ろしいことだとは思いますが、
This feels more heroic, though.
多分そうではないかと。
Fascism. If the mayor was killed, then did that mean the same thing happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? No, that couldn't... They weren't some random old man. It was Rika-chan. That's right, yeah. It was Satoko. They couldn't kill them so
リカ
readily.
様とさとこちゃんも同じだと思った方がいいでしょうね。
Those were the words I wanted to hear the least, and I fought them back with a scream of my own. Even though it wouldn't change anything, I still couldn't help but scream. We said, yes, I do remember this. I do remember this in a Redeem. I don't think I've heard this song in a, yeah, normally. Was it a different version? Okay. But it sounded similar, but I didn't know, so there are multiple versions of it. Interesting. This time, the tears flowed. I've been confronted with the most horrific outcome that I've been trying to avoid considering ever since last night, and I cried. There was no longer any doubt that it was my fault. I killed them. I killed Rika-chan and Satoko. I succumbed to the weakness of my own heart and confessed everything to Rika-chan. That's why they were killed. That meant I killed them. When Rika-chan looked at me with those innocent eyes, if only I hadn't given in. Even my voice gave out, and yet I still cried and cried.
ケイちゃん、どうか気を確かに。
Rika-chan and Satoko, they've been killed. We couldn't even find their remains. I would never be allowed to even apologize to their faces. If that was to be my punishment, then how brutal a punishment it was. Is he gonna do a thing where he gets mad at Shion now and he's gonna say, it's your fault, and then, what is it? And then he's gonna, spill everything that he learned from Oishi-san today? I think Shion tried to confront me, but I didn't hear any of it.
そんなことでどうするんですか？次に狙われるのは確実に私かケイちゃんなんですよ。お願いですから、しっかりしてください。
We sent the remake version. Oh, okay. They're like if I look at audio. Oh, this is Ho Plus background music of the 2022 release.
お願いします。お願いしますから。
Shion was shouting, imploring me with a voice that sounded like tears were in her eyes. However, I was coming to hate the sound of that voice more and more. This Shion killed them. I had no doubts that this person killed them. Why? Why?
どうしてだよ。どうして人をさらったり殺したりするんだよ。たたりだかなんだか知らないが、人の命ってのはそんなに安いのかよ。あっさり消したり殺したり。
ええ、全くです。悪魔ですよね。
I felt like crushing the receiver in my hand. How long did this person plan on acting like it was someone else's problem? There was magma in the pit of my stomach, and I felt like it was going to erupt at any moment.
なあ、シオン、教えてくれ。どうしてこの北見沢では、綿流しの夜に人が死ななければならないことになってしまったんだ。
それは私が知りたいです。
もうダム計画との戦いは終わったんだぞ。なのに、どうしてまだたたり足りないんだ。どうしてだよ。どうして。理由があるなら言ってみろよ。
I was so incoherent at this point. My emotions had broken through the dam inside of me, rushing forth, and I couldn't stop them. These were not simple questions. This was an interrogation. Shion herself hadn't realized it yet. It was just too funny. It was so funny that I couldn't stop crying.
私もよくわかります。ダム闘争はとっくの昔に終わったんです。なのに毎年お社様のたたりという名の殺人と失踪が繰り返されている。なぜ？どうしてなんですか？全然関係ない人もいた。たたられるのに不相応な人だっていたのに、どうして？どうして？
それを俺が聞いてるんだ。
それを私だって知りたいんですよ。
Both our ragged breaths could be heard over the
いいで
phone.
すか？お社様のたたりなんて非現実的なものは初めから存在しません。ケイちゃんの言う通り、村の何者かがお社様のたたりというもっともらしい大義名分を利用して綿流しのたびに殺しと失踪を繰り返しているんです。奴らは狡猾でした。たたりを都合よく利用して村の旧敵を毎年2人ずつ消し去るシステムを構築していったんです。そしてこのシステムで今年は高野さんたちが殺された。
じゃあ2人で十分じゃねえかよ。どうして村長やリカちゃんやサトコまで殺されなくちゃならないんだよ。それに俺は過去のことは今さらどうでもいいんだ。リカちゃんとサトコがなぜ殺されなくちゃならなかったのか、その一点にしか興味がないんだ。どうしてなんだ。サトコには打ち上げですらないんだぞ。どうしてサトコまで、どうしてなんだ。
Silence fell between us. Shion didn't answer for a
ケイ
while.
ちゃん、もういじめないでください。
A sob. Was Shion crying?
私だって何が何だかわからないんです。最後殿に忍び込んだあの晩から全てが変わってしまった。
I genuinely believe that is Shion. Like, I don't think it is some imposter. I do think it is Shion. But why did she disappear? That's what I don't get. It was the same for me. As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation
あ
subsiding.
の晩、高野さんたちが死んだと聞き、
Unless it's like
耳を疑いました。
Oscar-worthy actor. But it feels very genuine.
そしてすぐに気づいたんです。今度は自分が狙われる立場になったんだって。忍び込んだのは私とケイちゃんだけが都合よく許してもらえるわけがない。そう思った時、それがどれだけ心細くて恐ろしいことだったか。
Maybe it's like
ケイちゃんにはわかりますよ
she
ね。
doesn't know that she's missing? Like, I don't know. I don't know. There was nothing fake about her words. She even understood how I felt.
だから私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。私はみんなが入ってはいけないという最後殿にいけないことだとは分かっていましたが、本当に面白半分な気持ち、ちょっとした探検気分のつもりだったんです。一緒に入った高野さんたちはその後すぐに殺されてしまいました。それもあんなむごい最後。
But they stayed later. Like, Shion and Keiichi left earlier than them.
あの日からいつ私も襲われるのではないかと怯えています。君吉のおじいちゃんしか助けてくれる人がいません。だからおじいちゃん、助けてって。君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らなかった。そしてにっこり笑ってしおんちゃんが
Yeah,
ちゃん
then
と
I
反
think
省
Rika
して
said
る
the
なら
same thing.
鬼隠しになんかなるものかって。
Like, they said the exact, like, basically the exact same things to, like, Shion and Keiichi.
本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
Shion cried bitterly, recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, did I let my emotions take over and go off at her? Shion was in the same situation as me. She should have been my one and only comrade. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget Keiichi Maibara. Don't forget about the mayor on the morning after the Watanagashi. He was told of Takano-san and Tomitake-san's death over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to a hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He'd only make it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Oishi-san said."
いつ村長に打ち明けたんだよ。ごめんな、シオン。悲しい気持ちのところに追い打ちをかけるようで、シオンは打ち明けたんだよな。君吉のおじいちゃん、 つまり、村長に。
はい。
いつ、打ち明けたんだよ。
I began to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory, though. Besides, if there was a contradiction, then I wanted Shion to explain it to me.
村長さんは重い痔を患ってて、病院にかかっていたという話は知ってるか？
それが、何か。
答えてくれ。知らないなら、知らないと答えればいい。
There was a momentary silence, and after stammering a few times, she
痔
replied,
だったのは、知ってます。座るときとか、辛そうでしたから。
病院に通ってたんだ。どこの病院かは知ってるよな。
ごめんなさい。それはちょっと知りませんけど。でも、ケイちゃん、それが一体、何の。
Shion didn't know what hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything. Since she didn't know his destination, then she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. If there was any other chance for her to contact him, it would have been after he came to Hinamizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got back right before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion spill the
担当
beans.
直入に聞きたいんだ。シオンは、いつ村長に打ち明けたんだ？
You don't need to you could say, I mean, I understand he's not thinking rationally at this point. It's like his head is clouded with a lot of thoughts. But if you're still trying to do an investigation, you have to make sure you're doing it properly. I feel like he could say something like, oh, you know, I asked Rika-chan at this time at school, I want to know if, like, our times match up. Or, like, you know, you could spew some bullshit like that. Like, it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It doesn't need to be convincing. But just asking this out of the blue seems very strange.
どこで？
Like, it doesn't need to be insanely convincing. You don't need to, like, have the most airtight thing ever. But you just need to have some reasoning.
大雑把でいいから、教えてほしいんだ。
ケイちゃん、なんでそんなことを。
Her sob pierced into my ears. I was taken by the illusion that I was bullying her. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove to me that you're the real
ありえな
Shion.
いんだよ。村長が失踪した日、朝から消えるまで、シオンには接触できる機会はありえないんだ。村長は朝一で誰にも内緒の大学病院へ一人で診察に出かけた。シオンは今この病院を知らないと言った。だから帰ってくるまで村長と接触することはできないはずだ。そうだろう。帰りの電車が事故で遅れたので自宅に帰ってきたのは会合の始まる直前だった。つまり会合が始まるまでの時間にも打ち明ける時間的余裕はないんだ。
With Shion repeating her weak sobs, that sort of feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me
シ
to
オ
say
ンも
it.
一緒に会合に出たのか？そして会合の席上で打ち明けたのか？ここで打ち明けなきゃもう時間がないもんな。村長は帰宅途中で失踪するんだから。
Shion went to the meeting, didn't she? Did she or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer, but she didn't give me an immediate response.
実は会合にで。
あの日シオンが行くと言ったバイトすら君は欠勤してるんだ。もっと端的に言おう。君は俺と一緒に行った図書館以降誰にも目撃されていない。
ケイちゃん、
園崎シオンは綿流しの翌日に失踪したんだ。
The other end fell silent as the grave. It was so quiet that it was like the phone cord had been cut. I couldn't sense
大
anyone
石さん
there.
は君がすでに失踪していると言っているんだ。でもシオンはこうして毎晩俺に電話をかけてきてくれただ
I
ろう。
wonder if it's that, I've been thinking about this for some time. Like, there's that girl who called about Kimiyoshi, right? It's like, this is Kimiyoshi, we're looking for the mayor. Wonder, like, apparently, like, they did some calls as well when Rika went missing, Rika and Satoko, but wonder if she has anything to do with it. Shion's sobs were torturing me. Still, I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything
頼
wrong.
むシオン、俺が言ったことが間違ってるならそうだと言ってくれ。シオン、頼むから。シオン、お前は村長に会ってなんかないんだ。もし会ったとしたなら。
If Shion ever did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, then that meant...
村長が会合を終えた後、すなわち失踪する直前、もしくは失踪してからしかありえないんだ。
After he disappeared? Beep. Beep. Went the dial tone. I stood there dazed for a while until I realized she had hung up on me. That was a scene. I don't understand why he wouldn't tell Oishi. Okay. That was something. That was a crazy ending. Let's view the new tips. What did you think was so funny? Yeah. In the scrapbook. Let's play a song. Surplus. Oh, here. This is fascism. Here we go. The problem with twins. This is not limited to just Hinamizawa, but in Onigafuchi village, especially the three families, detested giving birth to twins as successors. The long-term dictatorship built around the precarious balance of the three families must have feared collapsing under the weight of internal strife from things like family quarrels. According to the literature, if twins were born, then they had to be culled. Umineko entire question as less slave slots in a single chapter of Higurashi. It is. It does sound different. There's it sounds like there's a lot more going on. Like it's more like resounding. Like yeah, feel it surrounding you more. If that's the better way to put it. Yeah, I always felt Higurashi had a lot of save slots, but I mean, you know, save slots are good. Like I don't think anyone's complaining about having less save slots. So I don't know why they would put less. With that, the very fact that both the Sonozaki family successor, Mion Sonozaki, and her twin Shion are alive is in itself deeply interesting. Perhaps the current leader, Oryo, is sympathetic? Of course, the twins were not cared for equally, and as the heir, Mion received special treatment. Yeah, also the UI is... Yeah, I know you said the UI is better, yeah. So, like, but how is it better, though? Like, what's different about it? Of course, the twins were not cared for... Oh, yeah, okay. From what I've heard, despite the two of them looking exactly the same on the outside, the talent lies solely with Mion. My own observations of the two of them don't leave me with that impression. Tradition dictates that the leader of the Sonozaki family is said to inherit a demon, and they tattoo a magnificent one onto his or her back. We've almost run out of save slots just after each segment? That's crazy, because I feel there's so many, like, even if I save every segment, it feels like there's so much. In accordance with the tradition, there's an extremely high possibility that Mion has a tattoo on her back. From what I've heard, there's apparently a magnificent demon tattooed on Orio's back as well. And it does between episodes. It's very strange. Then I wonder what sort of tattoo belongs to the heir Mion. I really want to see her back. Okay, Takano, a bit, how do you say, pushy? Hmm. It has Mion and Shion as the picture on this cover. Honestly, this picture makes them look way like, yeah, I know the game always talks about how similar they look, but this picture makes them look way similar, like way more similar than they look, I think, in game. At the Suzu Mahjong parlor. Oh wait, this is where Uishi-san said he would take the thing. Like, take people. Reserved for the day, Suzu Mahjong parlor. Clatter clatter.
あんりゃ、クラちゃん。あんたが一番遅いよ。若い人はみんな揃ってる。
じゃあお母さん、すみませんね。
Orishi's handed over a convenience store bag with a carton of cigarettes in it to the old lady who owned the mahjong parlor, and she shrewdly made herself scarce. Dude, like, Keiichi definitely could have done this. Like, if he told Orishi-san that Shion had been calling him, Orishi would have been able to, like, track the phone call. Like, if they got the police at his house and, like, he called, like, I don't know, he definitely should have told Oishi. I think that's the part, like, that, like, he just didn't tell. If you're confessing, confess everything. She was used to this by now.
おいさん、
New
お疲
area.
れ様っす。
なんだ、みんな真面目に待ってたんですか？さんまでもやってりゃよかったのに。
Everyone's sitting at the mahjong tables in the small parlor where Oishi's subordinates, but there were no tiles laid out anywhere.
皆さん、連日の不眠不休の捜査、本当にお疲れ様です。
よし！
Energetic responses filled the parlor. Already it had lost the atmosphere of a place of
状
entertainment.
況は芳しくありません。所長が園崎系議員の恫喝に屈したそうです。近日中に高野殺しは岐阜県警に譲り、村長たちの失踪は行方不明扱いで生活課に委ねるようです。
So I wonder, right? Let's assume Keiichi was like bland and didn't want to do anything. If, let's say in the first chapter, Keiichi didn't want to like learn anything about the dam and all that, would he have ended up dying? Like, would things just have gone on like normal? And then what about in the second thing? If he never went to explore the storehouse, would things go on like normal as well? I don't know. Damn upstart chief. The veterans in the room cursed him.
請求した令状もすべて却下されました。課長からは園崎家界隈には近づくなとまで言われています。いやいや困ったもんです。ちなみに私には
Maybe
来
you
週か
guys
ら
have
警
to
視庁
save
への
for
研修命
Umineko
令が出るそうです。
every other
その後は余った有給を伊豆で消化しろとまで
or
言われ
every
てい
other
ます。
segment rather than every segment.
いや、そういうのも悪くないですね。
If you guys do multiple in a row. He heard a few dry laughs. It wasn't anything to laugh about, but that was all they could do.
いつもそうですが、事件と車のキーの閉じ込めはよく似ています。車なら修理業者を呼んで扉をこじ開ける。事件なら、熊ちゃん、図面を。
Kumagai flipped over the whiteboard. On the back was a map of the Sonozaki premises made with
私
magnets.
もずーっとこの商売をやってます。勘には自信があるつもりですがね。退職金が欲しい方は、私が10数える間に席を外してください。
Okay, Oishi. He does it for the love of the game and actually finding out the truth, not for the money. Oishi began to count to 10 and everyone counted along with him. It was their famous 10-count resolution.
10! ああ、誰も出てかないよ。皆さん、ご家族はもっと大切にしてくださいよ。
Everybody laughed uproariously, cheering things up.
各自、手元の資料を確認。監視カメラの所在と資格を叩き込んでください。熊ちゃん
Damn,
は指揮
okay,
者
wait,
で
they're
待
just
機。
breaking in.
非常時は私に代わって指揮をお願いしますよ。小宮山君は突入 A 班。敦君は突入 B 班を指揮。
Wait, this feels like, I guess, you can't get the government involved because, I mean, you have Senator Sonozaki, right? Like, this has to be just a police thing. Not the government, obviously, but like the whatever. I don't know what the Japan Special Forces is called, but yeah, you would need Japan Special Forces.
監視班は1から8まで所定の位置で監視を。
Maybe it's not important enough, but I feel like this would be important. I don't know, but it's covered up by the media, so people wouldn't. Yeah, never mind.
ボンチ君はタイムテーブルを厳守。書に怪しまれないようローテを管理してください。さて、待機中の班が一番大仕事ですよ。課長に私の所在を聞かれたらとぼけてください。
Okay, what's this? Is like some crazy operation is going to be happening.
ゲストのエスコート役は私がやります。きっと会場へ連れて行きますので、皆さん気長に待っててください。
Escorter, is Keiichi going to be with them?
落ちるっすかね、前原圭一は。
私の見たところじゃ、明日明後日には行けそうですよ。
Okay. Interesting. What is he going to need at... What do they need Keiichi for at the residence? Oh. Read all tips in Watanagashi? Achievement unlocked? What? No more tips. No! I like the tips. I mean, yeah, it's good to know that we've made it to the end, but, like, of the tips, you know, we're getting close to the end. Oh, wait, already? Whatever. I'll have to just... Oh, I can delete it. Yes, delete data. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. It's half the amount of saves. in Higurashi, in one chapter, you get, like, double. It's crazy. No more tips. Let's see how much is left then. Maybe, just I have work for the next few days, so I don't know if we want to go, like, you know, tomorrow, like, I'll have work Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So I don't know if we should wait until, like, to have, like, a very long stream of just, like, going through all of them, or what do you guys want? Do you guys want me to go through them, like, very slowly? Each tab is only 8, not 10, too? Damn, they're really skimped on the save files. That's crazy. That's sad. Sucks. But yeah. Very interesting ending. That was the, like, you know, with the Shion laughing at the end there. If that even is Shion. But that laughing at the end there was definitely the, like, most unsettling thing in this chapter so far. So far, like, this entire chapter has just been mystery, but that was definitely something else. Yeah, first 4 yeah. Or the episodes. And you guys said you're almost out already, right? Damn. So what are you guys planning to do then with your save files? What do you think you're gonna do? Because, like, you're only halfway through episode 2. Ugh. Oh, let me... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Yes, we'll just quit. I don't want to get spoiled for anything. Demand the truth. Achievement unlocked. Okay. But yeah. That was Higurashi for today. Like I ever reload anyway. Fair. That's true. I don't know how much you have left. I don't know either. But based on the achievements, there's just 4 achievements left to get. So I don't know if that means there's 4 segments to get through, or if, like, I'll be getting achievements mid thing, or and, like, some of them are double ups, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll start using the same save over and over in Umi whenever we fill them out. That's fair. Yeah. I think that's the best thing to do. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to ever reload the save. I mean, unless you're going back and getting information for things, which Dianea does, so that one might be annoying for her, but we'll see. Is there something for you guys to look at here? You guys can look at this, so you're not looking at a black screen. Where's my model? There it is. Hello. All right. But yeah, that'll be it from me then for today. Thank you for everyone who stopped by the stream. I appreciate it. And I will be back with more Higurashi When They Cry tomorrow. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're getting to the end. I'm definitely interested to see where this leads and how this transitions over to chapter 3. But yeah. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. I appreciate it. I'll be back with more Higurashi tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, guys. Hope you enjoy your road trip, Surplus.